boys and girls, welcome back to Project Parables. I'm so glad that you're joining us for our second story. We have a wonderful parable coming up today, so we are so glad that you are getting involved in these and learning about the stories that Jesus told. If you were with us last week, you might remember our special phrase that we're listening for. I want you to remember that when I say, I wonder, that means for you that we're really asking, I wonder what you think. I wonder what you imagine. I wonder what God is saying to you. So I would love for you to say out loud whatever you think when I say, I wonder. And if you are able to type into the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, or maybe the adult who's watching with you would do that for you, you could share some of your thoughts about my I wonder questions. And if you have a question, you thought, hey, Pastor Heather didn't ask that, but I wonder about this part of our story. I would love to hear your questions too. And that way, you know what? Even though we might be watching in different places and at different times, we are all learning this parable together, and we are wondering together and listening for what God has to say together. All right. Well, let's go ahead and grab our candles, because remember, we are going to try and set our room up so that we are really ready to hear from God. So I've got my candle. Yours from your week 1 bag is a little bit smaller, but why don't you go grab that? If you didn't bring it with you already, you can pause this video and go and grab your candle, okay? All right, so we've got our candle, and I am going to turn mine on. And I can see it, you might not be able to see it very well over there. But it is going to sit here and remind me that God is with us. This is one of the wonderful things I think that candles can remind us, is that God is with us right here, right now, in this moment. And so I'm going to put it in a spot, maybe over here. I think that might be good. That might give us enough room where I can see it, and hopefully you can see it. And you can put yours in a spot where you can see it, but you're not going to touch it during our story. And it is there to remind you that if your mind starts to wander away from our story, you can look at the candle and remember, oh yeah, God is with me. And it can help you to come back, bring your mind back to our story. All right. The second thing we're going to do to get ready to hear from God is to get a little bit of our wiggles out of our bodies today. So I thought we would do kind of a fun little activity. I would like for you to follow me as we do this next bit, okay? So why don't you go ahead and sit down and put your feet on the floor with your knees bent out in front of you, and just start tapping your feet. Now, does that sound like anything familiar to you? Maybe if we start going faster. Maybe if we keep going and going, does it sound like anything now? I think it kind of sounds like the pitter-patter of rain. I bet especially with my feet and your feet going, it sounds like rain falling on a roof. All right, keep going. A little bit longer. 3, 2, 1, stop. All right, now let's follow me and scoot our feet out in front of us. And try and sit up real tall. Maybe you can put your hands behind you like I had mine. And maybe imagine that you've got a string going all the way up to the ceiling through your body, so you can sit up real tall. And then we're going to bend forward. And you don't have to hurt yourself or bend too far. Just bend right here from your waist. Bend forward a little bit. And maybe wiggle your fingers out in front of you just as far forward as they go easily. Maybe stretch them out, get some wiggles out of your arms that way. All right, now follow me back to a nice comfortable seat. And now you can pick whatever way you'd like to sit. Okay, I think that we are ready to take a look at our story box. Well, this is our parable for today. There is a parable inside. What do you think about this color? I wonder what it might tell us. It's gold, and gold is often valuable. and parables are valuable. And I think also this gold is a little bit old looking. There's some spots that are more worn than others. Well, parables are really old. They are older than you and me and my grandparents and your grandparents' grandparents and their grandparents. They're very old. And the other thing that I notice about our box is that it has a lid. And lids, they keep things closed, don't they? Yeah, they do. Sometimes a parable is hard to get into, like it had a lid on it. But that's okay, because you just keep coming back to it. Because a parable is old, it's been here a long time, and it's still going to be here when we come back over and over again to try and get inside and hear what God is saying. So let's open up our box and see how we can set up our parable today. See what's inside. All right. Well, here's the first bit. I wonder what this could be. What do you think? Let's unfold it here and see. It's kind of soft. It's green. It's green all over. Wonder if it's green all over on this side too. Yeah. Always got another side. I wonder if it could be one of those things that frogs sit on. Or could it be a green means go on a stoplight? Or maybe it's top of a tree? I don't know. Let's see. Well, let's see what else we've got in our box to help set up our story. Got this piece. Wonder if this could be one of those things that you look into and see yourself back in. Wonder what that could be. Let's see. Found these 3 pieces. I wonder what they could be. They are very dark. There's no light in them. It's almost like holding a shadow. Oh, it kind of looks like a face now. Except there's no light in the eyes. No light in the mouth. There's another piece in here. Wonder what this might be. It's a little bit stretchy, kind of like a rubber band. Oh, maybe it's a path. But I wonder, is this where it begins and this where it ends? Or is this where it ends? This where it begins? Let's see, there's another one of these. It looks similar. What if we put it down and, well, now it seems like the path is in between them. another piece. Now it sort of looks like football. Or maybe it's a bridge between two paths. What do you think? There's another piece in there, and it's starting to look like something. I wonder what. I wonder if we move these just a little bit. Kind of looks like maybe a baseball diamond now. Something. Well, we've got all these other ones. So I wonder what happens if we do this. It's getting stronger now. Kind of like, you ever built a house with Lincoln logs? That's what it reminds me of now. I wonder if it could be a house for people or for animals. It is flat, but everything in this parable is flat. Well, if something lived in here, and it would need a way to get out here, right? So maybe we should make a door. How about that? All right, let's see what else is in our box. Oh, I see. Look at that. It's a sheep. So I bet this is a sheepfold, because that's where you can fold in the sheep and keep them safe and they can be home. All right. So I wonder how many sheep there are. Are there this many? Or this many? This many? Maybe this many? Or maybe many more. Well, that's all that's left in our box to set up, so let's begin our story. Once there was a man who did such amazing things and said such wonderful things that people began to follow him. But he was different than anyone they had ever met, and they wondered who he could be, and so one day they just had to ask him. And they said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the Good Shepherd." He said, "I am the Good Shepherd. I lead my sheep, and they follow me. I know my sheep by name. He said, "I lead my sheep beside good green grass. And I lead my sheep beside clear, cool water. I lead them through dangerous places. Show them how to go through it. And I lead them back to safe places. And as they return to the sheepfold, I count them one by one. And if one of my sheep gets lost, I will go searching for it through the good green pastures, beside the clear, cool water, and even through dangerous places. And when I find that lost sheep, I will put him on my back and carry him home, even if he is very heavy. And when the Good Shepherd finds all his sheep safe, he is so excited that he really must celebrate, and so he calls all his friends together, and they celebrate. This is the ordinary shepherd. Do you know what? The ordinary shepherd doesn't always lead the sheep. So when they follow him, they wander. They get lost. And then a wolf comes, and the ordinary shepherd runs away. But the good shepherd stands between the wolf and his sheep till the wolf goes away. The shepherd can lead his sheep safely back into the sheepfold, safe back home. Well, I wonder if these sheep have names. Do you like to name them? I wonder if the sheep are happy in this place. You know, I wonder where this place really is. And And I wonder if you have ever been in a place like this. I wonder if you have ever felt the cool, clear, fresh water touch you. I wonder if you have ever been through places of darkness and danger. And I wonder what brought you through. I wonder if you have ever been lost. I wonder if you have ever heard the Good Shepherd call your name. The Good Shepherd. The sheep. The sheepfold. Our cool, clear water. The dark and dangerous places. And our good green grass. I wonder, boys and girls, what work you will do this week. What activities will you join in? I especially wonder how God is going to speak to you this week. What will you do? Now it's your turn to go and to look at all the activities that we provided and to go out and experience God's good world and listen for how God is speaking to you in those ways. So let's grab our candles. And as we prepare to go, let's remember the words of Jesus. He said, I am the good shepherd.